Alright, Ernie, my response to you. So I'm gonna put a long-winded, short of the dissertation response to your whiny, self-defeating bashing of yourself. My decision to go from a pissed off, I want to kick your bitch ass for being repulsive about your punishment you got for being a dumbass, making dumbass decisions, to a professional, so everyone knows where I'm coming from. I heard a quote that stuck in my head. Heavy it was, the weight on my mind. We are all programmed by our parents. Our original programs, the ones that give us our values, our personality, and drives. With that statement and questions I can't stop philosophizing the statement. Why do people need to feed the seeds of evil? Why do people make such bad choices? Are they bad people? Or are they people that do not know any better? Are they people that lack options because their parents were fucking idiots and didn't program them with the knowledge of other options? I mean, seriously. Are people willing to choose the wrong path? Or is it simple the skill set? I'm being redundant for a reason. So when a person gets in trouble, is it solely the individual's responsibility? Or do the parents hold the level of responsibility to teach their children right from wrong? Do we have the right to hold our parents responsible for at least some of the blame, which you're preluding to? What happens if a person who made the wrong choice only knew one direction because their parent only taught them one set of skills? Lie, 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 or steal, 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 steal. Does that person know any different? Do they make this decision because their parents are dumbasses? Makes me wonder about your parents. But do I hold them responsible? Then I am slammed back down my own gray cloud right into my situation. I made some pretty fucked up choices in my life. I mean, I've hurt myself. I mean, I really hurt myself. I love fighting. Breaking bones, cutting myself, putting tattoos all over my body, drugs, and intentionally doing damage to my body. We won't go there. But as I got older and wiser, I started realizing that everything I am directly results from everything I learned growing up. The bullying from my brother and other students and the people in the neighborhood. My mother, her constant barrage of personal and physical insults and the abuse that we got from paddle, hands, cigarette burns, you name it, she was psychotic. I can't even go into that one any further than that. My father was absent from the scene 90% of the time, but he was a devout man. He worked till his hands bled, and I've seen him come home bleeding. I've watched him come in the front door and go straight to bed with his clothes in. And when I was young, really young, I would climb into bed with him and snuggle with him. Be his little squeezy cushion. And I don't mean like that, you sick fuck. Back then, things were innocent. People didn't do that kind of shit. Every weekend, my dad devoted it to us kids. Took us fishing, took us up north, took us traveling. Just to see things. I couldn't wait to get across from my mom to go with my dad. They're still married 65 years later. You know, the I can't even begin to go into this so much. So I'm All right, back to the thing. So when a person gets in trouble, is it solely the individual's responsibility, or do the parents hold the responsibility for teaching the children? I keep beating on that same question because you keep being whiny about it. It does to a point. I mean, my skill sets when I was growing up was running, hiding, lying, doing whatever I could to get out of a situation I was uncomfortable. But later in life, I learned some important lessons from other people. When we are young, we watch. Before we even began to speak, we watched our parents with inquisitive minds. Every single one of us can remember an innocent time in our life where there was a moment where we felt safe, where we were inquisitive, and everything was magical, and you wanted to touch and feel everything. And we saw and watched our parents, how they treated themselves, how they treated us, how they treated neighbors. That had an effect on our person, who we were to become. Okay, that's not the only thing, but that was the one that we saw the most. So in some ways, you might be right, but in the end, we make our own choices. There is no blame, unless the person guilty indeed lacked the knowledge of other options. Ultimately, blaming the parents for being a set of dumb fucks raising you. Are you calling your parents dumb fucks? Really? You weighed the choices you had based on the criteria, the situational influences. You were presented with it, you weighed it, and you made the easy choice. There is no one to blame but yourself. If you know you're doing something you don't want done to yourself, that is a direct static decision, meaning with intent. That concludes the simple matter of hand. You're being a bitch because you got caught for being a fucking dumbass, you moron. Are those Michigan apples, you fucking cunt? Jesus.